Hi friends, today I'd like to share one important technique I learned how to practice controlling my water brushes. As a beginner, we all experience difficulty of controlling water and pigment on our brushes. How do we know how much is too much? Well, I can tell you if it's dripping from your brushes, that is too much. I normally wipe it on the lip of the jar to get rid of the excess water. But how less is too less, that is hard to tell. It depends on your style of painting. For example, if I'm going to paint and using a dry brush technique, I normally get rid of the excess water by tap it on the tissue or test it on a piece of paper before I paint. But today I challenge myself by using just one brush, which is this one, size 2 RT round brush. It's a natural brush. I will use just this one to paint the entire painting, even the small detail on the bird. If you could use this brush and control it to paint the entire painting, that means you pretty much can use any brush. So if I'm going to use this brush to do the background wash, it's very easy because it's a whole lot of water. But when I go for small detail, that's another story. Usually I don't recommend to use a large brush like this to do small detail, but for the purpose of this exercise, it's help us to be aware of how much pressure we should put on the brush. Then I think it's useful to use this brush and try to do details work with it. So here I'm doing the dry brush technique using the side of my brush to paint. Using a large brush to paint like this not only allow us to learn how to control water and pigment, but also let us learn how to use each brush to its full potentials. Here when I paint the grasses, I use the tip of the brush. We also can separate the bristle like this to paint the grass texture. Please allow me to take you out of this painting for a second and show you how I normally paint using my small brush for detail painting. This is my rosebud study painting. So I use the synthetic brush size 8. It's quite large, but then when I paint the small detail using the synthetic brush, it doesn't give me any trouble because the tip of the brush is not as soft as the natural brush. Sometimes for a very small area like this, I even use a smaller brush. For example, my size 1 detailer brush. The smaller brush it is, the less water and pigment it will hold, so it wouldn't create any trouble and releasing too much pigment on the paper. If you like to watch the full process painting of this rosebud study, I will put the link in the description below. Let's get back to our mini landscape and birds painting. Here I'm using the tip of my brush again to paint the tiny bird. The color is burnt sienna mixed with cadmium orange. If you find this video useful and like to support my channel, it's very simple. Just give it a like, subscribe or share it with your friend. Don't forget to click on the notification bell if you like to receive the notification every time I upload. The most difficult part for me to paint is the beak and the eye. I find that it's hard to get the pigment on the very tip of this brush to paint the very tiny or small area. This painting took me about 10 minutes. I did not sketch with pencil first, I just paint straight on the paper. So if you have 10 minutes, would you give this exercise a try? Thank you for watching and joining my art journey today. If you actually try this exercise, please tag me on Instagram. I would love to see it. Have a lovely day. Happy painting!